9.2a, arithmetic sequences and partial sums. I need some readers up and her. All right, Trinity, go for it.
A sequence is arithmetic if the differences between consecutive terms are the same. So the sequence is arithmetic if there is a number d such that
When you subtract the next term minus the previous term, and so forth and so on, you get the same number. All right, keep going.
number d is the common difference of the arithmetic sequence.
All right, take it away, Evan.
A sequence whose consecutive terms have a common difference is called an arithmetic sequence.
All right, fantastic. So what an arithmetic sequence is when you have a common difference. That's what you add from term to term. We are not subtracting ever. I know it says common difference, but you find it by taking your next one minus your previous one. All right, but you're adding that from term to term on the. So on this one, when we find the nth term, when we find a sub n, it would be your first term, a sub 1. And then I like to write it a little bit differently than just the textbook. I like to say plus the common difference. That's what you're adding from term to term times n minus 1. Does anybody recognize this equation before? And I'm not just talking about as an arithmetic sequence. We've done this before.
Isn't that like x minus x1?
Yeah, it's a what kind of line is it? It's point slope form, exactly. It's point slope form of a line. This is basically your y is equal to your y1 plus your common difference, your slope, times x minus 1. That's really what's happening. It's a point slope form of a line. It's just used for arithmetic sequence here. All right, so where your slope is your common difference, that's how it works. All right, so let's put this into practice. Here we go. Ryan, what are we doing?
Find the formula for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence where common difference is 3, whose first term is 2.
All right, so what did it give me? It gave me a common difference of 3, and it gave me what? My a sub 1 is 2. So I just need to build my a sub n. So a sub n would equal 2, and then plus 3 times n minus 1. Now, in most cases, that is fine. That is perfect for a sub n. I love it. All right. However, sometimes it's multiple choice or multiple guess for some people, and they're going to distribute. Okay, they're going to distribute and combine. So if I distribute and combine this, I'd have 3n minus 3, right? And then I still have this plus 2 chilling. So then I combine like terms. So I'd have a sub n is equal to 3n minus 1. All right. So you'd have to recognize that these two things are the same. Okay. In most cases, sure, the top one is perfect. It's good. You don't have to do anything to it. All right. However, if it's a multiple choice question, they might not have that one. Doesn't mean you did it wrong. Just distribute and combine. All right, and then look for that answer. All right, let's look at this next one. I have 10, 5, 0, negative 5, negative 10. What's happening? Nope, don't say subtracting 5. I'm adding negative 5. Okay, a common difference is always adding. I know it's subtracting. However, when we get into 9.3, I don't want you to ever say divide. We're going to be multiplying then. So I'm going to add at all times on these. Okay? It will help you, I promise. All right. So my common difference is negative 5. All right. And my a sub 1 is 10. So my a sub n is equal to 10. And then minus 5 or plus negative 5, either one. And then n minus 1. All right. Normally, that's good. However, if I distribute and combine, what would I get? A sub n would equal negative 5n and then plus 15. All right. Normally, I'm good with this. However, sometimes you need to go there. All right. All right. Let's do one together before I have you do a couple. So this first one I have is 7, 11, 15, 19. And I need to find my a sub n. Well, my a sub n would equal my a sub 1. Well, what's my a sub 1? 7. And then, what's my difference? What's my common difference? 4. So now I have plus 4 times n minus 1. I'd like you to try the other two.
A sub n is equal to 2 plus -5 n minus 1.
Good. All right. All right, pick somebody. Zach.
For the second one, a sub n equals 1 plus 1/4 n minus 1.
Good. The quantity n minus 1. All right, pretty good on the hood. All right, Van. Thanks, Mariah. Go for it.
The fourth term of an arithmetic sequence is 20, and the 13th term is 65. Write the first 11 terms of this sequence.
All right. Now, the wise man said that there's many ways to Tampa. All right. However, over the years, I've come to a conclusion that some ways are better than others. All right. So I'm going to show you a way. Does that mean that has to be the way? Okay. I just think it's the easiest way to do these things. Okay. All right. So I'm given the fourth term is 20. And then it says the 13th term is equal to 65. All right. So I need to write the first 11 terms eventually. But before I find all of that, I need to find a sub 1 and I need to find d, right? Well, how many terms did I go when I went from 4 to 13? How many terms did that take? 9 terms, right? And then what was added to get me from 20 to 65? 45. Well, a common difference is the same number added 9 times, and it had to add up to 45. So how to find our common difference is how do we do it? We take 45 and divide by 9.
Our common difference is 5.
All right, so I get a common difference of 5. All right. So I like to go back this way. So now I'm going to find a sub 1. And how did I get from a sub 4 to a sub 1? What? Not 3, but I want to say -3. I went backwards. So I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to go -3. To get from 4 to 1, I'm going -3. And the way to get here would be -3 times, what's my common difference? 5. So how far back would I have to go? -15. So now I have 20 and then -15, which would give me 5. So my a sub 1 starts at 5. You see how we did that? All right. All right, so now I can build my a sub n, or we could kind of get going from there. All right, so I'm going to build my a sub n just because. So my a sub n would be what? My a sub 1, which is 5, plus my common difference of 5 times n minus 1. All right. Well, it's asking me to find my first 11 terms. So here we go. We start with 5, and then we get 10, and then 15, and then 20, and then we don't want to go any further because that's 11. All right. All right. I'd like you to do this one. I'd like you to find the first 7 terms, given a sub 8 is 26, and a sub 12 is 42. So, how do I get from a sub 8 to a sub 12? How many terms? 4 terms. A sub, or 26 to 42 is 16. So I find my common difference by 16 over 4, which is 4. Now, I personally like to go back this way. And so, if I get from a sub 1, how many terms did I go? I went -7 terms. All right. So to go back that way, I'm going to take -7 and multiply it with 4, which is -28. So 26 plus a -28 gives me -2. All right. You don't necessarily have to build it here, but I'm going to just for fun. So a sub n would equal -2 plus 4 times n minus 1. All right. So I start out with -2, and then what? 2, and then, and that's it. All right, pretty good. All right, Vinny. This one, I'm going to say find the 9th term of the arithmetic sequence that begins with 2 and 9. So basically it says a sub 1 is equal to 2 and a sub 2 is equal to 9. Now, on the test, I might say not the 9th term. I'm going to say like the 53rd term. Okay? And we'll have a student every year that says like, I'm going to just like add this 53 times or whatever it is. And they don't finish the test. I'm like, don't do it that way. All right. So anyway, there's a lot better ways to Tampa than just doing it that way. So it's very similar to what we just did. So a sub 1 is equal to 2 and a sub 2 is equal to 9. Well, how many times? 1. How did I get from 2 to 9? 7. All right. So what's my common difference? 7. All right. I'm going to show you multiple ways to Tampa here. All right. So then, if I need to find a sub 9, how many terms would I go? I'd go 7 terms. All right. So then I do 7 times 7, which is 49. So 9 plus 49 is 58. All right. That is one way to Tampa. Another way to Tampa is to build a sub n. All right. So a sub n would give me 2 plus what? 7 times n minus 1. And what do we need to find? A sub 9. So now I have 9 minus 1, which is 8. 8 times 7, which is 56. 56 plus 2 is 58. Do I care which way you go to Tampa? I don't. Just get there. All right. All right. Do the next one.
So we find the difference between A1 and A2 and 0.7 and 13.8, and it's 1 and then negative 13.1.
Good. All right. So my common difference is negative 13.1. All right.
So then you find the difference between A2 and A8, which is 6, which you multiply 6 by the common difference.
Yep.
And then you add that to negative 13.8 and negative 92.4.
All right. So negative 92.4. I think that intermediate step was like negative 78.6. Is that right? All right. All right. All right. So that's a good way to Tampa. If I wanted to build a sub n, I'd have negative 0.7 and then plus a negative 13.1 times n minus 1. Right? And then I would substitute in 8. And so I'd still end up with negative 92.4. All right. Don't really care which way you go. Just get the Tampa. All right. Worksheet 9.2a.